What's up, CHFFL? We're back after championship. I hibernated for, we're getting close to 2 months, but it's time to start addressing the off-season stuff. Hopefully, my ambitions will be in line with what we're actually able to do. The longer I am the commissioner, the more I'm learning not to make big promises that we can't reach. But I think we're going to have a pretty exciting off-season. So for this video, I just want to wrap up the championship week and then go over the different steps of what I expect to happen this offseason. That's getting trophies out for the various awards we give, an update on the scholarship for this year, talking about the logo, which we have talked about before. Getting that this offseason is a priority for me because I'm excited about it. In discussion of whether we want to incorporate as an LLC, I'm going to pocket that until the rest of this stuff is done. And then what's actually next outside the extraneous stuff, what is going to happen for the fantasy football actually, and what people need to keep in mind. Okay. So first off, championship week recap. Although we had a very competitive year, I was able to nail the championship round 6-0, brought me to 64-31 on the season, just a pinch over getting 2 out of 3 predictions right. Last year, I only kept track of my score through the regular season. I was 52-26, which is exactly 2/3 right. So I went up like 0.5% in accuracy, but basically we're learning that I can get about 2 and 3 for a 6-game week most of the time. Okay, the team of the week for the championship week was Wes. Already got him his $10. Got everybody paid out immediately after, so that was good. Swan gets his first championship. Another round of applause for him. A fantastic season, well earned, top scorer regular season, and I don't know if for the totality of the playoffs, but definitely a strong playoff performance all 3 weeks. The last thing is just left over from the video I stole this template from. Ignore. And let's take a look at the final rankings then. Of course, we had Swan at number 1, Brad following up at number 2. I beat Mark to take 3rd place. He comes in 4th. Wes doing great in the losers bracket, ends up 5th. Marty 6th. Then Parker, Max, and Stan. And rounding out the bottom are Minnie, Grant, and Roy. Grant having a particularly bad last few weeks. Maybe because of selling out. I haven't really looked at how much that hurt him, but it will hurt him in terms of draft priority for next year. So, I know I've gone over this, and I don't mean to dwell on it, but I'm just, because we're doing a new system, I want to repeat it as much as possible. Instead of a draft lottery this year, what's going to happen is this list will get to pick where they draft in this order. So, Wes, before anybody else, will get to say what pick he wants. If he wants number 1 overall, he can take it. If he wants 3 or 5 or 12, he can take it. Then we go down the list with everybody picking from what's remaining. The reason to go down why it's this way. So Wes finished top out of all the teams that didn't make the playoffs. Then Marty, who lost to him in that last week. Max, Minnie, Grant, and Roy were down at the bottom there in the toilet bowl. The next 2, Parker and Stan, lost in week 1 of the playoffs. And Parker finished above Stan in the final rankings. That's why he's 7 and Stan's 8. And then the last 4 are our top 4 teams in reverse order. So Swan gets the championship, but he's going to be stuck with whatever draft pick nobody else wants. Good. Moving on. We have trophies to get out. Swan, of course, is in charge of trophies and already got himself that beautiful championship ring that comes with a stand and everything. And Swan was also our scoring leader this year, so he'll have to get himself a trophy for that. The loser of the year was Roy, and I mentioned this talking to Swan this morning. Roy was the loser by any metric. He lost the most games in the regular season, he scored the fewest points, and he lost the toilet bowl. Going forward, though, we might want to officially just decide what makes you the loser of the year. I think now that we have the playoff bracket, losing the toilet bowl and finishing in actual last place should be the criteria. Biggest thing right now for everybody to do is Coach of the Year. We're now accepting nominations. I'm going to leave them open for a week till next Sunday. So remember what we did last year. Nominate somebody other than yourself and explain why you're nominating them. Once we've gathered for about a week, we'll vote from that list. I expect there to kind of be a few this year. I know who I'm going to nominate as soon as this is done, but the league was just so competitive and so close this year. I'm really interested to hear what everybody thinks. Also, do we want to have any new trophies? We've kind of gotten a little bit of a buffer in terms of money. We definitely could add another one. A good suggestion I got was it would go to West this year is whoever gets the top in the losers bracket, whoever is able to climb that the highest. Or if you have any other ideas, now would be the time to kind of throw them out there. Moving on to the scholarship, I have in this envelope the check to make us put $1,200 in for us. One question I have that I can follow up on, but I'll ask in our chat is, do we want to give one $1,200 scholarship or two $600 ones? I feel like last year we decided on the one big one, but I don't know if we actually held a vote on that, so I just wanted to follow up. And then want to talk about if we want to make any changes to last year. I know we were a little disappointed, very disappointed that we didn't get it given out, but it was our first year doing it, and from my understanding was a small class. I think this is going to be a bigger class at Chartiers and maybe have some more people applying to scholarships in general. So it's worth talking about, but very excited for that going forward. Hopefully we have our first at least one recipient this year that we can honor and be proud of. Next, the logo. I think there is unanimous support in the league that we want a logo. The specifics are the question. This will be a separate expense from the $5 dues that typically goes to trophies, because no matter who we use, it's going to be like wide range 80 to 200, 250. I think 1 to 150 is about right. I have a guy I know I want to use. I know there were some other suggestions, but we'll follow up on that once we get through those first couple of things on the list. And then once we have the logo, we can look over the summer to maybe getting merch. I would really like to have a CHFFL koozie that I could bring with me to like football tailgates and stuff. And people are like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's my fantasy football league, you know? Yeah, we have a logo. What? Does yours not? That'll be great. Okay, the LLC incorporation, we'll have this discussion. This is very far down the list. The practical benefit is that I think it would be cool for the CHFFL to be some sort of officially recognized organization the government sees as, oh, this is actually a thing. It's not just some people calling themselves this. The downside is that it's going to cost like $125 for the filing fee, and there doesn't really change how the league plays. But like I said, we'll talk about that later. Just wanted to list everything here. Finally, because this video is going a little long, what's next? Immediately, of course, is the Coach of the Year nominations and vote. I will be giving scholarship updates as I get them. So far, I've only had the one contact saying, yes, we're giving again. Well, please send us the envelope. I would like to do a nice full season recap video because I think that this year was just fantastic. I think everybody played really hard and it was very competitive and fun. So I just want to look at the season as a whole. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know if it's going to be one of my normal freestyle videos like this or if I'm going to actually edit more. We'll see. Let's see. I need to do an update to the homepage because we don't really use the homepage anymore. So I want it to just be a resource dump. It'll have playoff bracket, finances, the draft board. The draft board's already on there, but I'm going to cut out a lot of the fluff so that if you guys need a link and I'm not available, you can just go there and all the information you are going to need is going to be there. I don't have it listed here, but I also want to continue updating our all-time stats. That's a lot of grinding work, but I'll do it. Next year's previews. I want to do next year's previews earlier so that Brad and Brad can have that in mind when they're picking their conferences. Speaking of Swan and Banis, you need to be thinking of your themes early and who you might want to be in your conference because we're still doing it that way. I don't know. I think that's been awesome. You guys let me know what you think. And draft order selection will be around when we do the draft lottery. So like a month and a half before when we expect to draft. Okay, thanks for sticking with me. This is almost 10 minutes, but I had a lot to talk about. You'll be hearing from me a lot, and talk to you guys soon. Bye.